Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. In today's video I'm going to be going through yet some more stock. I think the next video I'm going to make is going to be a talk. I put out a lot of stock videos of late. There's a few bits to go through today, but I just kind of wanted to talk about some things that I touched upon in past videos. So I mentioned in a video how to make money buying from auctions. And I said about the spot play that I kind of use, or I do use on occasions. And there was certain coins in this Sovereign Rarities auction that I looked at and thought, no one's going to bid on that. It's going to be slept on. Just need to get it under spot. And that's what happened in this coin. So this is a 100 franc Monaco gold coin. It's an absolutely fantastic coin. This is worth between 17 to 1800 pounds. Does that mean I'm going to get 17 to 1800 pound out of it? No, probably not. I can try. I'm going to pitch it at 1650, but I paid 1488 for this. You know, I did get it out of the spot. It's not a problem. It is a collector's coin. It's a very niche collector's coin. Unless you're collecting 100 franc gold coins across the different LMU states, it's a bit of a weird one. They don't really have a heritage in Monaco for producing coins either. So it was just something I looked at and thought, yeah, it's going under spot. And one of the techniques I said for getting it under spot is that when you get to a certain price point, most auctioneers just bump it up £100, or £100 plus 20% plus VAT is 124 quid a bid. So the next bid over for this individual coin here would have been over 1600. Unless you find the right collector, that wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't. Sometimes you've got to think about who are you competing with. It's not about you turning up with your best skill set. It's about understanding what skill set to use against the people that are turning up to compete. Yeah, that sounded good. Someone write that down. So yeah, this came in. I think it's a wonderful coin. It did come in on spot. I'll be listing it for 1650 if anyone wants it. I think it's nice. I do like that. They're rare coins. I think they're about 10,000 mintage. I got another coin. It was a very ickle gold coin from the auction. This is a half escudo. I think I paid 140, 150 for it. It's got to be worth £200. I've had one of these in the past graded. I actually let it go cheaper than I should have done. I regret selling it. I bought this because I was like, if I can't sell it, I'm just going to keep it, I think. Or at least for a little while. I've got no problem keeping coins like this. I think they're wonderful pieces of history. The only issue with this is I have to pay VAT on it because they don't come under investment gold. They are too far back in terms of the date. That's okay. You know, that's not a problem. I just treat it like I treat silver. There was some sovereigns that came in. These are all gone. I'm completely out of my position in sovereigns. A friend of mine wanted some coin. I gave him a good deal. I just charged him spot plus £2. And I think, you know, he's done me a lot of favours in the past. I don't have a problem with that type of arrangement. Basically, he's bought a round of drinks in that I will pay for. So he's kind of paid for it, if that makes sense. There was 15 of these. These are the 2017 Privy. I don't know if you can see it. Bum, 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 bum. There. I sold the rest of them. I just charged £5 over because spot had risen. The margins have kind of collapsed a little, which that is what it is. It comes and goes. There's a guy local to me and he's just spamming coins left, right and centre. He's either... Well, I don't think he's doing anything dodgy. I think he's either being funded by a bigger dealer and using him as an offshoot, and he's doing the donkey work for them, or he's running a fund and he's just selling for liquidity. I don't know. I know the company he runs is an investment company, so I'm not entirely sure, but I don't know how he's doing it. Am I worried about the competition? Not really. You know, I've been in the game a long time. Competition comes and competition goes. Will he stay the course? Who knows? You know, he seems like a nice guy. We don't have to be enemies. It's not a problem. I got these in. These come in from the same supplier as the sovereigns. So these 3 have been sold. So these are 2.5 grams. And yeah, I listed them. Someone jumped in with a haggle, and it was £2. It was almost beautiful. It was like, finally, someone who gets it. You could haggle, but not take the biscuit. I said to him, I was like, I could do £2. There wasn't much in it. There never is on these types of plays. I think if I made 15 quid on these 3 bars, like £5 a bar, I've done well. The supplier wanted £5 over. I paid £1 over a gram. He wanted £2 over. I shut him down. I was probably a bit harsher than I needed to be. I was in a pretty ratty mood because I hadn't slept that well. But it's just not there. You know, on the 1 gram bars, sure, but the 2 and the 2.5, as soon as you start paying more, it gets hard. It gets really hard to move them. But these are gone. I also sold the gentleman some stamps because of the price rise. I was just having a chat with him, and he seemed like a nice guy. It's the first time I've really dealt with him. I ended up selling him, I think it was £100 worth of first, which had gone up, and some smaller values. That's an interesting thing, and that's something I actually want to talk about. Last but not least, I bought a 5 gram gold bar. I'm slapping a tenner on this plus post. Just bread and butter. You've seen a lot of bread and butter kind of plays recently. I don't know where the better stock is. It's becoming a bit frustrating because I've kind of gone through the bulk of my reserve. I've sold a lot of coins for a loss as well. Not as many as I thought I would, but I've managed to get the liquidity that I needed, so it's not really a problem. I'll just be selling down, but it's frustrating. Like, the bits coming in, they're very, very low margin players, and that's okay. I get to move a bit of postage, but equally, it's not great for business. You know, I need to be finding the players that are paying me 10%, 15%, which they're harder to get than you think. Unless you look people dead in the eye and you rip them off, which it's just a code. It's a line I won't cross myself. I've got to find them from auction, or I've got to get a bit lucky. But they'll come, I'm sure. So yeah, let's talk about these. The new price list came out. The new price list came out for the stamps, and I think the Royal Mail has absolutely lost the plot. I think they've lost control of the costs. And it's like, come on guys, like they put special delivery 2,500. I think there was another trader and he put up a screenshot. I'm not going to credit him. People know him, you know, he trades stamps. But it's gone up like 70%. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. On 2.5, 100 cover, it's got up 70%. Most of the increases were 10% above the board, and that in itself is a big increase. But to put something up to 70%, that was the worst case. But it's crazy. So these have gone up to 135. I am selling them naturally, but you look at it and you think there's not going to be a Royal Mail. They keep putting prices up like that, they're going to be in trouble, because other companies are going to come in and take that business. And that is a crazy position to kind of put yourself in. It's almost as if they're trying to. I looked at their balance sheet. I think there was £250 million worth of stamps outstanding. It's almost as if they're trying to push people into other services so they can get rid of that liability. I think that if that's the case, stamps are a great investment over the medium term. Would I want to be in them in the long run? That's another matter. Like 5 years time, probably not. 3 years time, I think there's a lot of money to be made on that. But yeah, I've talked too much about stamps. It's not a stamp channel. Out of all the coins, I'd say this is my favourite coin. This one here. Do like these. I was daydreaming about stacking 100 of these, but it's just a daydream. Then a business brain kicks in like, don't do it, Sean. Just don't do it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you on the next one, guys. Take care. Bye.